Good morning, Swartz Creek Dragons. I know that many of you have followed all 4 of our podcasts, so it might seem a little bit weird that we keep introducing ourselves. But for the people out there who have never seen a podcast before, I'm Jim Kitchen, Deputy Superintendent here in Swartz Creek.
And I am Rodney Hetherton, Superintendent of Swartz Creek Community Schools. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we've got some exciting topics to share with you on this last day of January. We are working hard to make sure we get one of these out per month so that we can communicate with you some of the great things that are taking place in our school district. And we want to start with one that's near and dear to my heart, We Dragons. This is one of my favorite initiatives when I came on board here at Central Office. And basically we had the vision of our board who said that they would like for us to be able to reach out to our students who are 3 and 4 years old, who are not yet dragons, but they're on their way. And what can we do to help them prepare for kindergarten and their new journey into K-12 education? And so, We Dragons.
We Dragons is also pretty exciting for me. I love to look at the pictures of Jim. Well, when a little wee dragon finishes their bingo card and has completed all those skills, and they get to come in, they get a T-shirt, and Jim tries to get into a picture with them, but it's kind of like, taking Shrek next to a 4-year-old, but they make for good Facebook posts. If you haven't had a chance, you could probably go to our Facebook page and then type in We Dragons up in the search bar, and you'll get all sorts of good pictures. But the purpose, like Jim said, is we just want to connect with families. We want to make sure our kids are ready to learn, and so these skills that our instructional coaches came up with are 20 of the basic things like tying your shoe and counting numbers and knowing your colors and your name, and reading books and getting books read to you. So it's a pretty exciting work to start that journey of learning, and we know that we embrace lifelong learning. So
that's right.
Learning starts and learning never stops. How does the bingo card work, and how do they get access to that if they have a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old at home and they want to get connected to school? What should they do?
That is a great question, and man, you made me laugh there when you're talking about the Shrek thing, because I can tell you, so I'm a rather large man, 6'6", 300 pounds, and one of our goals that we like to do is when the students show up for We Dragons, I like to come down, shake hands with the parent, shake hands with the student, welcome them aboard, look at their bingo card, and take a picture with them. And it is so funny because when you imagine that the We Dragons are about this big and they stand next to us, it's kind of funny. And I can just see sometimes the fear on their face, like, man, I hope this guy had a sandwich already. But very, very, very fun program for sure.
I think that shirt can maybe fit on your biceps, Jim.
Well, I'm glad that you said that. Yeah, it might maybe be able to fit on the biceps. The We Dragon bingo card, you can pick these up starting next week. They'll be in all of the elementary buildings. We'll also have some at the Little Dragon Center, and we'll have some here at the front office, at Central Office. It'll be put out on social media. All you need to do is print this off. If you have a 3-year-old or 4-year-old who's going to be a future dragon, print this off and complete the activities, sign it, and bring it to Central Office, and your We Dragon will get a T-shirt, and I would like to take a picture with the We Dragon, and then we'd love to post them on social media if you give us permission. We'll ask you the day of if we can put those out on social media. Some of the skills and activities that our kindergarten through 2nd grade buildings have put together, because we asked them, what are some activities that kids can do to prepare for kindergarten? It's things like recognizing shapes, counting to 10, writing their name, cleaning up toys, sharing a memory. So lots of fun things that help even build the relationship at home, game time together and interaction. We firmly believe in family and the value of family, and so we promote that with our We Dragon bingo card also. I'm hoping that you take advantage of this opportunity. We can't wait to meet you and to start your trek here in our K-12 program and through We Dragons. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and call. I'm hoping we get 25 We Dragons this year that we can introduce ourselves to and prepare. So thank you very much for that. Also, some other, I guess, early elementary, this brings back memories for us because we were both elementary principals, and probably I would say we both agree that it was like the highlight of our careers is K-5 building principals and being able to work with kindergarten kids and fifth grade kids. And so with that, we have a big event coming up here.
We have a lot of big events coming up here, but I'm still struggling with the fact that Shrek just said you're going to go on a trek. So, whew. Yes.
Dr. Seuss.
We do have kindergarten registration fun night coming up in April, so all of you wee dragons that are trying to get a picture with Big Mr. Kitchen, just be looking for information coming out on that. It's always a great time to get to shake hands and meet the kids and have some fun, as well as learning about just how to get everyone all signed up so that we can have a great start to the year next year. We also have our Wellness in the Creek community event coming up, and last year was our inaugural event, and wow, the community just blew us away. We probably had over 200 families. We had almost 70 or 80 community partners, and the resources that we gave out that night, from food to grocery giveaways, gift cards, just the financial tables and the religious tables and the mental health tables, the homeless and shelter tables, the how do you do well in school tables. If there's a resource that you could think of, it was at that night.
That's right. That's right. It was an amazing night. Again, this was a vision from our board. Prior to COVID, they wanted to reach out and have a family event where we could connect our community with community resources. And this was outstanding. As a matter of fact, so outstanding that next month we're hoping to have our two leaders on board, Katie Hunt and Miss Carrie Germain, our board president. We'd like to do an interview with them and kind of talk about this because, there are so many resources that you probably have never heard of that are available at your fingertips. We, as we said, we believe in family, and we believe that families should be well, and that there's opportunities for that to take place right here within our community, whether it's food or whether it's mental health, whatever you may need. And you don't have to be in need to come and enjoy this event. Just coming and understanding what is there is very important.
So before we have Katie and Carrie on, are we going to get some new microphone arrangements? Because, I'm still feeling guilty about poor Reese sitting in the middle of us and being faded out.
I'm just so glad that one of our pillars is continuous learning. Every time we do one of these, I'm hoping they get a little bit better and a little bit better for the guests. But, Reese was so good, it didn't matter. She still shined bright.
I tell you what, folks, by episode 100, we are going to be just amazing.
That's
you
right.
Watch and see episode 100. I can't wait.
We're going to have fades and music and little sandwiches. It's going to be awesome.
Well, don't promise too much.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
The other exciting thing that we have going on is we've been working on our Mary Crapo project. As many of you know, the building came down last year. We found a time capsule. The time capsule event was very well attended. Hundreds of people out here to take a look at the history of Swartz Creek schools. And the school we donated that to the Historical Society. And now we're working on a community space. We really know that was an important part of our community, and we want to keep it an important part. So we're working on some drawings with parking lots, walking trails, green spaces, pickleball courts, and a varsity field. And Jim, you've been kind of the number one man on the job on this project, so what would you like to add to that?
Well, this has been a very exciting process. We've been working with a local construction manager, Dave Lurvy, and he's been doing a wonderful job bringing the team together to create this vision. And so we're at a point now to where we have a rendering of what this property will look like. And let me tell you, it's stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. It'll be such a beautiful eye catcher, in the middle of downtown. It'll have walking tracks, pickleball, In the wintertime, we're hoping to team with the city, and they have talked about making it like a Hallmark moment where we could have the synthetic ice skating rink and lights and music. And then the big, beautiful piece is we are really in desperate need of a varsity baseball field. And this will accommodate that. It's an elite field, at least the plans are. And with turf and our logo, just something that when you come into Creek, that says, we value our baseball program, we value our Dragons. Really very similar to what the sports complex did here at the football field, the lacrosse field, the soccer field. It's very similar to that, but it'll be right there downtown for our community to be able to take advantage of. The name of it is Mary Crapo Park. And so we do have pictures out. I think Rod will share about that in an upcoming news article where you'll be able to see the rendering and kind of hear about the process that has been undertaken so far with this. Anything you want to add on that, Rod?
Yeah, the newspaper article is going to be in the Dragon Connection. The Dragon Connection is our newspaper that goes to every single residence in Swartz Creek, so that'll be mailed out in the next couple of weeks or so. It's a quarterly newspaper, so take a look for that. Talks about the phases of the project. We're getting close to approving phase 1, which is all the exterior spots, the trails, the parking lots, and the pickleball courts. Phase 2 would be the ball field. So hopefully we get ready to move into phase 1 soon, and we're just excited to continue to make improvements for not only our students but also for the community.
And then another topic, and I can joke about this a little bit since I'm not the one that has to make the decision. Everyone loves a snow day, and it seems like, though, I remember when I was a kid that they never really closed. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, and it seemed like it was very hard to get one. And things have changed, and obviously we are very much more concerned about child safety than we ever have been. And I tease Rod a lot because no matter what decision he makes on a snow day, he's going to get emails, he's going to get social media that says, "Oh, I can't believe this happened and this happened." If you close it, you get it. If you open it, you get it. And so I don't envy him when he has to make this decision. I can tell you that he does wake me up at 4:30 every morning when there's a potential snow day, and there's conversations that take place. But I think it'd be great if you could share with them exactly the process that you have to take before you make the decision of whether or not to close school.
Well, first of all, I'm stunned that I'm sitting next to someone from Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if we can make it to podcast 100.
I renounced that already.
Okay. All right. Did we talk about that? I don't know. Yeah, it's really not a singular decision. We talk to so many people. Jim's right. We are up early. We get daily reports from the County Road Commission on what the roads look like and what they may or may not get in terms of clearing. Our Director of Operations and a couple of his maintenance workers are out driving the roads. We have multiple weather reports that we tune into, and we have conversations with other local districts because they're all doing the same thing. So when you think about the multitude of people who have their eyes on the roads, people who are reading reports, and then us coming together to share all that information, there are a lot of people that are having conversations. And what you might not know is that decision usually has to be made by 5:30. Mostly because of busing. We have to get our bus drivers in, prepared, and out to routes, but also the GISD has an even bigger task because they service 21 districts, and they stay open if more than half of the districts are open, but they close if more than half of the districts are closed. So there are 21 districts in the county, and they have to not only bus for their special needs programs, but they also bus to all 21 counties for GCI. So there's a lot to go into making that decision. And sometimes when you make that decision by 5:30 or 5:45, the weather changes. And so we've been wrong where the weather said an awful lot of snow was coming and it didn't. But at the time, it felt like the right decision to make. And then the opposite is happening. Just this week, we got up. There was no weather advisory. There was no weather warning. Warning is the worst. Advisory is the least important, but there was nothing. And so the roads were fine at that point, and every single weather station said we're only going to get an inch, maybe 3 by the end of the day. And of course, as you all know, I think we got 3 to 4 within the first couple of hours. So things like that happen. I just ask that you continue to be patient, as we do care about your kids and we do care about safety. And we're taking in a lot of information and making the best decisions. And as you know, we got all sorts of places to go find that information. When Jim and I were kids, you had to sit in front of the TV and watch for your district to scroll across the screen. And I grew up in Swartz Creek, so if I turned away from the TV and all of a sudden Bendel or Beecher was up there, I was like, oh man, I got to wait for the whole list before it gets back to Swartz Creek. Are you kidding me? Sometimes it felt like I was sitting there forever. Is Swartz Creek on there or not? But as you know, we have multiple platforms. We have all 3 of our social media platforms. We have all of our websites. Jim is the one that contacts all the news agencies, so you have all of their platforms. We do have a district email from School Messenger, and if you download the Swartz Creek app, which you should, you can get texts and push notifications from there as well. So we have 12 or 13 mechanisms, but those mechanisms are spread across probably 30 landing sites. So, man, if you missed it in one way, there's another way to go find it. It's not like the old days of scrolling across to ABC 12.
That's right. And just a reminder, as you know, we live in Michigan. We are going to have snow. We're going to have snow surprises. This is really one of the reasons why I'm here. Love the snow. But ultimately, and I say this in my position, and Rod, I've heard him say this, we are always going to make the decision that we feel is best to promote student safety. And so we do ask for your patience on that. And while we're on Snow Day and Snow Talk, I want to give a special shout out to our maintenance department and our custodians. I mean, they do a wonderful job, you know, at the drop of a hat, dropping everything they need to do to get out there and make sure that the sidewalks and things are safe. So we are blessed to have a strong maintenance and custodial department who also ensure that our students are safe and make safe entry into the schools.
Yeah, and when those weather meteorologists are correct and it falls early, those guys are up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning plowing. And of course, when those weather folks are wrong, they plow throughout the day. It just depends on when it hits. Yeah. So speaking of snow days, I heard you were once really a great singer for snow day closings. I've been told that that's maybe still a popular thing, maybe not. I'm confused. I'm not really sure.
I can't tell. I just don't know. I love to sing. I love to bellow a joyful noise. But I don't know. Unless you want to do a duet, I mean, we could always work that out.
Well, as most people know, Rod doesn't sing. There has never really been any bellowing of joyful noises from these vocal cords. I have danced before, but that's not pretty either. I think the best thing was last year when we released the Hans and Franz school closing, and that was just luck because we happened to be at the talent show and we had our Hans and Franz gear on. So, hey, you know what? We'll try to be funny in the podcasts. That's our guarantee. I don't know about snow day videos. I think those are getting pretty old anyway. We're going to have to come up with something new and creative so that we're back on the cutting edge.
He did say he guarantees that we will try to be funny. And that's
the
try piece.
Try.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's a pleasure to be able to work with you and the community. We wish you all the best. Stay warm, and we look forward to seeing you again on our next podcast.
Thank you, Swartz Creek.